Hey YouTube, welcome to day 13 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. You can see all the prompts in the link in the description below, and you can also just search the hashtag to see what folks are saying around this challenge. For day 13, we have a guest question coming from one of my favorite tarot tubers, Naya Thrice, who does amazing tarot and astrology content. And her question is, from the major arcana cards, what card correlates to your sun, moon, and rising sign? How has that resonated or played out in your life? I love this question because I really like combining tarot and astrology. I actually did like my whole birth chart on a giant piece of paper with tarot cards and found it really useful. Like, when you put things in terms like, my chariot acts in a high priestessy sort of way, like that can, to me, make a lot more sense when you layer the tarot on top. And so for this question, sun, moon, and rising, I'm a double chariot and moon. So my moon and rising are Cancer, which is chariot, and my sun sign is Pisces, which is the moon card. I think that's interesting because I think it says a lot about the way I have been sort of like go, 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 accomplish, willpower is important, independence in my life, and not related as much to the deeper, dreamier, intuitive parts of me. So like I never felt like a Pisces growing up. I always thought it was a weird description. Like it always felt to me like this dreamy, imaginative, woo person, and I felt very grounded, down to earth, like let's get things done. Although when I was very young, I think I was more of that dreamy self. So it's funny to once I realized that I was Cancer, moon, and rising, I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Not to say, I mean, Cancer is still water, and Cancer still has a lot of similarities with Pisces, but there is a kind of, like, I think a kind of almost like groundedness to it, in the sense of like home and security are really important for Cancers. And I think the Chariot card, it's about balance, it's about having multiple sides. It's also a lot about like driving forward and having to use your will, and it's also about the limitations of that, which is something that I've definitely experienced in my life. Like, you want to be all about willpower, but there are limitations. I think like the kind of double chariot, single moon, like, to me makes a lot of sense in the terms of mental health, because I think that for a long time I thought of somebody who had like a lot of willpower and a lot of drive, but I also find that mental health stuff can interfere with that and can limit my capacity. And the moon being really about like the deepest dive you can make in the major arcana makes a lot of sense to me, because I'm very self-aware and very interested in diving deep into myself. I have very vivid dreams. I always have. I don't do a lot of dream interpretation or anything, but I've always had the really vivid dreams, and I've always kind of like wanted to dig into my psyche and different things. So for those reasons, those correspondences do make a lot of sense to me. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and of course subscribe if you want to see the rest of this challenge. Thanks for watching.